half-time in Belo Horizonte. Andros Townsend, Patrick Vieira and Gordon Strachan watching. Disappointed with Belgium, Andros?
Yeah, before the game I said I was expecting a lot from Belgium. I don't think they've created enough. The wingers have not got close to Lukaku, he's very isolated. They've not really got a plan B, and they've just... Algeria have defended well, and Belgium haven't had a chance to kind of break them down.
Is it the way the coaches set them up, or the players themselves that's gone wrong?
I think players have to take responsibility as well. I think the manager tried to put the best 11 to start the game, and it just looked like the Belgium are a little bit too comfortable, and maybe playing the game before in their head, because they're playing against Algeria. Maybe they was thinking of winning the game, not working hard and not giving their best. But they're facing a really good team who are well organized, and it will be even more difficult now.
This is the World Cup, though. You can't, you don't just turn up and expect it to go to plan.
Yeah, and what Algeria are doing, they're kind of, they're spoiling the kind of what we've been used to, attacking football. They just go, there's a third cut of grass after the halfway line, they make camp there. It's about 40 yards out, and they make camp there. And I heard Andy and people saying, well, they're moving the ball about slowly, Belgium. You put in a training session, you've got 10 men behind the ball, it's very hard to zip a ball about. Usually the pace of the pass is determined how quickly people close you down. So it's very hard to then try and increase, because they go back 40 yards out, Belgium make their way up slowly, so it's very hard to increase the pace. But what also is helping as well is Lukaku is left on his own. I'd love to see somebody getting close beside him and then working the two centre-halves as a kind of striking pair. You know, and that would give them, then you can put through balls to them. Then the defenders have to say, well, if they tackle you or leave you, and you might get free kicks. Somebody Lukaku can play with, and he's only, because what's happening is Lukaku's coming to the ball because there's nobody else up there to him. So he comes and links up,
and he gets
when the ball goes wide, there's nobody in the box.
Your teammate Vertonghen just caught on his heels.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Jan. He's not used to playing left back, and he was doing a relatively good job, and he just kind of fell asleep, and then he's just tried to rectify the decision, and he's pulled him back, and I think Figuli's made the most of it, but for me it's definitely a penalty.
Can he reach this ball, Patrick? You weren't sure. Does that matter?
I don't think it matters really, because he pulled his hand and there's a penalty, no doubt about it. But yeah, we can ask the question as if this is take away a goal opportunity, because I don't think he had any chance of touching the ball. But I think that was a really good decision by the referee.
Yeah, and I suppose if it was a clear goal-scoring opportunity, that card might have been red.
Well, the referee's probably looked and said, I'm not sure if he can get to it. I'm not really sure. If he feels he can get to it, he would give it a red, I think. The yellow card and say, well, he might not get it, but he definitely pulled him back, so it's still a penalty.
I think it was a difficult, even if Figuli got to the ball, it was bouncing quite high, so he wouldn't have got a clean strike on it.
And we both noticed he keeps his head up watching the goalkeeper, even as he strikes the ball. I thought that was quite interesting.
He's a really talented young player. He did really well in the last 3 years in Valencia in Spain. And obviously with the Madrid goalkeeper, they know each other quite well. But he was really composed, he was really calm. His eyes was with the goalkeeper, and he's a really good young player.
So what do Belgium do at half-time? Try and stretch Algeria somehow, get more width? Can you do that?
I would like to see somebody get closer to Lukaku and give him a real problem. And you say, getting wide and working wide. And if that means people doing overlaps and dragging, it's like, Hazard's never faced a defender at his first touch, he's never faced, it's always a midfield player there. I would like to see somebody closer to Lukaku, ball wide at Hazard, and then overlaps, and then we get some movement from there.
That means you will take off one of the three midfields, because when you look at Vessel, Bradley, and
De Bruyne?
De Bruyne is on the wing, but Dembele.
I'm looking for the full-backs to do a bit, you know, and running from inside to outside.
Full-backs are centre-half.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, because like you said, the
well,
full-backs are centre-half, so they're not used to getting up and down the pitch.
But I'm sure centre-halves can run. They have to give themselves up. I don't see anybody running without the ball to help somebody. It's like pass, you do something, pass, you do something. It's never pass, I'm off. You know, it's pass, pass, pass. And when they're like that, you need to move the defenders about as well. And you need someone to make a 30-yard run to give Hazard 2 yards.
Well, for sure is that it's going to plan for Algeria rather than Belgium so far in Belo Horizonte. Frustration for Mark Wilmot's players. They need to change something, and quick. This is not the start they were hoping or expecting.